their fists. Bonnie and Mandy. Make sure you're always watching, or you could miss it if they ever kiss. Those two wildflowers did what they had to do, and now they're free. And it's gonna be as wide as it can be, with no apology. Bonnie Scalise and Mandy Jones, Wildflowers, Wildflowers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, and next to me, as always, is the beautiful...
Hi, Bonnie Scalise. How are you?
You were just listening to our original theme song
Yes.
by Bob Soleil, and we forget to mention him sometimes, but we're definitely not going to forget tonight, and you'll find out why in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm not good with secrets, as Mandy knows.
Yes, so we have been doing this for 59 episodes.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And this is 59 episodes
of just this
Wildflowers,
show. Yes.
not including our previous network.
And these guests that we have on coming up, we actually met Robin, one of our biggest supporters, through, and they were on our previous podcast. But everyone knows Robin, who knows the Wildflowers.
Yes.
So I just had to make that correlation there.
Robin, I know through one of the guests that we're going to have on the show, and we had them on our previous podcast. One of them twice, one of them once. So if you want to, well, we already posted who it is. So do you want to talk about the weekend? That's not me, right?
Yeah. I do want to talk about the weekend. What do we do, Bonnie?
On Friday, we were both in shows. I was in a Halloween show at Shakers with Evan Weiss, and I didn't know it was a contest, and I won. And
yes, I saw that you posted that. Congratulations.
I know.
That's awesome.
It was a really difficult, it was I don't want to say difficult crowd, but it was a tough crowd, and they liked me for some reason.
That's good.
And I only brought 2 people. And
yeah, wow.
And I did really well.
I'm really...
So
I'm proud of
I
you.
was so happy because I didn't know till after it was a contest.
And you know what?
And I wouldn't have even done it if I knew it was a contest.
And you probably even did better not knowing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like knowing someone that's like grading you in
pressure.
the back. Exactly. Yeah, very cool.
And you were in an
all-ladies show at Gov's in the little room in Levittown, and Jen Elise Feldman was there, and she did she did all the she filmed the entire thing, and she snipped all the ladies' parts out.
Nice.
So Kathy put hers up, and then I got mine up, and then all the other ladies were like, "Oh, I'm downloading mine. They were all in a group chat. So that was really cool to have. I feel like I did better because I knew the cameras on me. Like, I was definitely being like more expressive, and like I feel like I did better. And it also was just a really nice crowd of people. Jen K, the headliner, was visiting visiting her birthday week from Arizona. She's like, "Oh, to get all my friends to come." I think she said Arizona. She said, "Yeah, to see my friends, I have to move to Arizona for them all to come see my my comedy show in New York." But just a great crowd of people, and that's the best I've ever done in the little room. So,
nice.
So that was really cool.
You know what's really weird is I had the opposite thing happen. The guy who was a guest on our show, David Ward, I think he was the director of the porno movies. He was filming everybody's set, and he
David
asked,
Harris.
"Do you want me to film your set?" And I said no, because I don't like to watch myself being filmed.
Aww.
And I should have said yes, because I actually did really well, and it would have been nice to have gotten it on tape.
Oh,
but it is what it is.
You never say no, because even if you don't like it, he sends it to you, and you don't have to post it.
I know, but I said no. It is what it is.
One of these for you, because he's great.
So we'll plug our stuff later, because I don't want to keep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll just say a quick hello.
Oh, just Monday. We'll have to talk about.
Oh yes.
Okay,
yes.
just real quick.
This
Free,
is very important.
Free show. Share the show right now, but free comedy show at G's in West Hempstead. And if you are a comic, you come down, you put your name in the hat, and you get a chance to perform that night. And automatic spots on future shows. Bonnie and I do a free comedy show there once a month, so comics, please come support comics, get a chance to perform that night, and also get future spots. And if you are just a patron, someone who likes comedy, get a bite, get a drink, and get some free entertainment.
Yes, and also I want to say hi to the different people that are tuning in. David Lange, how are you? Of course, Robin DeVito, who is one of your biggest supporters, and she's fantastic with us too. Like, she helps our show out a lot. Alan Streisfeld, how are you? Your mom is tuning in, and so is Bill Hansen, and a whole bunch of people. My boyfriend, Michael Steven Spielberg. Everybody, if you haven't already, please share the show. And I'm going to try to share it to some groups too. So we're going to, are we ready to introduce
Yeah.
Okay. Our next guests are Peter Varek and Robert Soleil from the Rolling Stones tribute band Street Fighter.
Welcome.
Mandy, I have to ask you a question. You were talking before, you said, it sounded to me like you said the woman sniffed the woman's parts.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you said it sounded like sniff to me. I'm sorry.
I was like, oh my goodness, I don't even know what you were referring to, but Bonnie knows I'm a mumbler and knows exactly what part I was talking about. Oh, she snipped
got
each part of the show.
It sounded more like sniff to me. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, I'm working on my mumbling.
I'm killing myself not to make a political joke, so.
Yeah, actually, I'll give it to you. Biden sniffs kids. I'm actually not a political person, and definitely before he's not my president, but before he was somebody's president. No, I'm fucking around. But before he was president, I did post some sniffing Biden jokes. But all right, let's back to you guys.
Okay.
No, so our topic tonight is music, and obviously they are big supporters of the Rolling Stones because that's whose music they play. But we want to know about your tastes in music. They'll tell us what bands inspired them and who they listen to, and then they're going to play some real music for us, which takes talent.
We're going to try. You're talking about music. We're in a Rolling Stones band. Obviously, we're very passionate about the Stones, but I think we have other musical tastes. Bob plays in a Beatles band. He plays in a
I love the
Joel
Beatles.
Band. It's funny because people ask me how I got into the Stones. Actually, so I grew up in the '60s. I was really a Beatle fan first, more than I was the Stones. I mean, I liked the Stones in the '60s, but every year for Christmas I got a Beatle album under the Christmas tree, which was like
that's so cool.
And the Stones, I actually didn't. I like this. You have to remember, and for those of us who were in their '60s, the music scene was controlled by AM radio, and that's what you heard. But they were the albums that you bought or you got, and I got Beatle albums, and I like the Stones' music because they had a lot of hit singles: "Satisfaction," "Go Up My Cloud," "Painted Black," "Jumpin' Jack Flash," all good stuff. But I never really got a Stones album. The first Stones album I ever got was an album called "Get Your Ya-Ya's Out," which was a live album from 1969 tour. And when I first heard it, I didn't like it. Why didn't I like it? Because I was used to studio versions of songs, and when they were playing it live, I just didn't get it. And it took me a while. It wasn't until I got the next Stones album was Sticky Fingers that I got, and then I was like, holy crap. And then I kind of got back and really got into the Stones. So.
Well, I'm a big Beatles fan. Our show last week was about collections, and I was sharing my collections of Beatle memorabilia that I've collected through the years. So do you still have those albums?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, they would be worth so much money now. Just saying.
No.
I have them. They're not.
They're not? If they were the original album, they're not worth money? Oh. Maybe
They made so many of them.
There was there was a Beatles single which they didn't sing on. They sang. There was a song done by Tony Sheridan. Beatles with a backup, and the song was, believe it or not, "My Body Lies Over the Ocean."
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
That original.
Oh wait, Pete Best was the drummer. Is that wrong?
I think was he on that single?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and it was. I remember my my first Beatles single was "She Loves You," and then my parents didn't know what they were. They bought that single because it said Beatles on it, right? And I'm like, what is this? And I had it.
What a downer.
That was supposed to be worth a lot of money, and I ended up like, that one was supposed to be worth a lot of money because it was very limited edition. But it got cracked and I threw it away. So
Yeah. Plus, to me, I mean, I remember when that song came out, and I was like, wait, this isn't really the Beatles. They're doing My Bonnie?
What a disappointment.
No, that doesn't do it to me. It was a popular song by someone else.
they were just a
those
backup band, and then when
Yeah.
the Beatles made it famous, they just said, "Oh, it's a Beatles song."
Yeah,
Because whoever owned the rights to the music said it's a Beatles song. Right. So I was. My daughter is taking the history of rock and roll.
I saw you post about that.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Tell them that's
I
funny.
come downstairs and she's doing it. Well, she's still taking classes online, so she's in the kitchen taking her class, and I'm coming down and I get a cup of coffee, and I hear the teacher talking about the early Beatles, talking about how they were originally 3 guitars and bass. Stuart Sutcliffe was the bass guitarist, and then he left, died. Paul McCartney went on. That's when Paul switched to bass.
Right.
Talking about the whole history of Brian Epstein, and it's just like they're teaching this in college now. I'm like, I would pass.
All they have to do is, me too, all they have to do is read all the books that they wrote about them.
But now it's a textbook.
Wow.
It's like this thick. The problem is it reads like it. So the Beatles get like a whole chapter. The Stones get like not a whole chapter.
Well, your daughter, I saw her on stage. She's amazing.
Well, that's my other daughter.
Okay, so you have 2 daughters that are both interested in music?
No, the one you saw on stage who sings just occasionally. She's interested in music. My other daughter is a tennis player.
So she was taking that course because it's like
It's
credits?
College
College
credits.
credits.
College credit class.
Wow.
Right. I
Wow.
mean, like I'm pretty sure I get 100 in this. Okay.
Oh, wow. And Robert, what about you? Like, what did you like to
I have
listen
one
to?
daughter.
I meant about the music.
Oh.
What did you like listen to when you were growing up?
My first exposure to music was my parents' Frank Sinatra records, and they had the original soundtrack of Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh.
And so, I used to listen to that over and over and over again, and that was really cool.
I was in that show twice.
You were in it?
I was, it was in the show. That was a big show. I mean, in high school, one time I played Birdie, and one time I played Albert.
Oh.
I actually don't know what that is.
You know Bye Bye Birdie?
No,
It's
I've heard of it.
funny because that I was in that in
Really?
high school.
What did it
I
do?
was like a freaking no speaking part, like
Okay.
wore a wig and was
Okay,
like
yeah.
in a
It's very
freaking
famous. It's a very
train
famous,
scene.
Dick Van Dyke was in the original Broadway show playing Albert. It was a movie.
Oh, wow.
You could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
see the movie.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
The movie's
Great.
still a little
I
bit different
seriously
than
was
show.
in the play and never watched the movie.
Dick Gautier is Conrad Birdie.
Is it
who
about
was also
music?
one of the agents on Get Smart.
It's about Conrad Birdie is essentially Elvis. He is.
Oh, cool.
He is one of the original rock and rollers, and he gets drafted into the army, and he's going to perform on the Ed Sullivan Show one last time before he goes into the army. And a girl gets picked out of a hat, and she gets to be on show and get one last kiss before he goes off to the army. And it's a whole. It's a great story. It's a good. The movie's different than a Broadway show, but it's still great. Gina Rivera was in it.
Yeah,
So Cedric Cook is saying hi to us. How are you, Cedric? Robin's saying, I know you love the blues guys.
On the engagement, Cedric, by the way. Cedric,
Oh, yes,
got
Cedric.
engaged.
Congratulations.
Hi, Robin.
So Robin's pointing out that you guys like the blues. And was Anne Margaret in it?
Yes, Anne Margaret played. Yeah, Anne Margaret was in with Bye Bye Birdie. Yes.
Bye Bye Birdie. Yes. Okay.
Yes, she was.
She was.
The name
She was
Kim.
Albert's wife, right?
No,
Oh.
no, she was the one.
Oh, the one who won the prize.
She's the one who won the prize. She's the one who got to kiss Conrad. Supposed to kiss Conrad Birdie. Kim something. Her name was Kim something.
Cottrell?
No.
That's Sex in the City, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so.
How about Cheetah Rivera? Cheetah Rivera was his wife.
It wasn't his wife. It was his secretary.
Oh,
that he
that's
wasn't
right.
married.
I never saw the movies.
It's
I just listened to the record.
it was a great music. It's great. It was great.
Yeah, it is great.
So you were getting
When was
records for Christmas. When did you get your first instruments?
Oh, yeah. How did you decide to take lessons?
Oh, well, as I was saying, after listening to all my parents' records and thinking they were great, the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan. my cousins came over that night, and it was like, oh, this is a big event. We gotta watch it, So we watched it, and right then and there in my living room, watching a black and white TV of the Beatles, I said, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. That's so cool. And you the same?
Same story. Absolutely same
Not
story.
Elvis? Because I heard Elvis influenced the Beatles.
A lot of people influenced the Beatles, but for our age,
the Beatles was it.
The difference, they burst, the Beatles burst on the scene, and it was so totally different than any of music up till then.
Right.
And they were it was just incredible.
And also, Kennedy had just been assassinated. The country was kind of, Now you were 9, right? I was 8 in February of '64.
Yeah. Oh, 8 or 9. Yeah.
So like
no,
8.
Remember, I'm born in December, so how old was I? I was born in 55.
You would have been 9.
I'm not good at math, so don't ask me.
Yeah, but the 9 in December, I was 8. I'm born in December.
Yeah, of 55.
So
64 is 9 years.
But they were on in February of '64.
Oh,
okay. So
maybe I was 7.
8. I was 8.
I thought you were 8 the year before. Okay.
I turned 8. I turned 9 at the end of '64. They came the first Beatles show, and they did 3 shows. On the Ed Sullivan Show was 1964.
Oh, that's right. We're only 4 months apart. Okay. So anyway, so we're young kids, and we're listening to Frank Sinatra records, and all of a sudden the Beatles come out, and it's like, wow, what is this?
I just want to say
it was perfect for us at our age.
I just want to say hi to Danielle Miller. She was our guest last week, and we were just talking about that I was showing the Beatles collection, and she was showing her collection. And Robin is saying her first favorite soundtrack was Oliver. Robin, I loved Oliver's soundtrack too. I just love it. Cedric wants to know, do you guys believe that the best songs have an actual true story behind them?
No.
Well, didn't they say he wrote Help in like 15 minutes?
Really?
That's what I heard.
I mean, just like everyone's entitled to their opinion. As far as the Stones are concerned, the only song that they wrote that was about a true story is with the song called "Do Do 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 Do," or "Heart."
That was a true story.
The first verse is a true story. It goes, "The police in New York City chased a boy right through the park. In a case of mistaken identity, put a bullet through his heart." That is the only Stones song up until now that was written, because obviously living in a ghost town is written about the COVID lockdown, but none of their other songs are really Jumpin' Jack Flash is written about the guy mowing Jagger's lawn, but that doesn't mean
Well, does he mean a real event? Because I know, I write songs, and a lot of times it's something that happened to me, and I find it easier to write lyrics.
I think it's like jokes. Some are true, some are partially true, some are exaggerated true, and but I think it helps you to get ideas on things that are based on your life. It doesn't have to be really true, but.
Look at Billy Joel songs. I mean, a lot of that stuff.
Oh, that's why people love it, because they're from Long Island and they get it.
I can't think of all of them.
Good Night Saigon.
Good Night Saigon, and I mean, there's
Big Shot is about his ex-wife.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, yes. With the Stones, from my perspective, no. It's a story.
Well, Ruby Tuesday was written about a restaurant.
I love that song. I didn't know. Billy Joel at Little Italian Restaurant. That's about the restaurant in Syosset. Cristiano's, which I used to eat at. Yeah, and now it's no longer there. I still bring my dad there for his haircut at 91.
So you asked me about taking lessons just to.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Because
I'm like ADHD.
I'm the youngest of 5 boys. My parents were opera singers, so what I grew up with besides contemporary music was them singing opera. My father had an incredible baritone voice. My mother was all the time. All 4 of my brothers took piano lessons. We had a baby grand piano, not a huge one, but a baby grand in our living room. Everybody took piano lessons. I begged my mother to take guitar lessons.
Oh.
So when I hit 6th grade, that's when I started playing guitar, right? And then
that's early.
They rented me a guitar, and I think I started September. It took 12 weeks of lessons, and they wanted to make sure that I was really into it, and I really was. And I got a harmony guitar for Christmas. Harmony guitars?
Everybody had one.
Yeah. So it was
Robert has a whole closet, not closet, a room with
yes, my room.
guitars
My
hanging in them.
recording studio,
Yeah.
as it were.
So Johnny Lambros is tuning in and he's saying hi. He says, "Are these musicians taking requests? I could use a pick-me-up type of song, like a Willie Nelson
Well,
tune."
they're a
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Stones tribute band, so they will be playing music, but they're going to
And you are going to be amazed when they start
I
playing.
wouldn't say about
They're
that.
professionals.
Yeah.
They're definitely professionals. Robin says that she had a baby grand piano and her mom sold it for $100. Oh my God. So do you guys want to take a break and sing a song and then we'll get back to questioning you? Or?
Should we do you want to do the sponsor first?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll do it a little earlier.
We'll do it a little earlier. Okay, so our sponsor, I love him. I'm doing a show with him at the end of November, Keith Fitz. He's the owner. He and his wife are the owners of Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery. Keys Love Jewelry, stainless steel jewelry, all nickel and tarnish free. Keys Cutlery, knives, swords, and self-defense equipment. Excellent quality for reasonable prices. You can shop online, keyslovejewelry.com, keyscutlery.com. Their new location is in Retro Relics, 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. Their phone number is 631-379-1781. Please support small businesses and especially Keith Fitz. He's amazing.
Thank you, Bonnie. So yes, as we were saying, back to the gentleman holding the instruments.
So listen, I'm going to try this. I've never done it before. I just really picked it up to work on it this afternoon. Bob didn't understand the memo.
I thought we were doing
You would have
Saturday.
gotten no. Why would
It
I do
only-
Saturday?
At the
Because
warehouse.
this particular song was done by the Rolling Stones in 1967, and it's called Miss Amanda Jones.
Yes, I was talking about her real name.
Well, what's funny is my parents had no idea that song existed. And they brought me home, and my Uncle Jared said, "That's a Stones song."
It was not a popular song at all. I mean, it was just kind of, it was on Between the Buttons. It's actually I've listened to it a lot lately. I'm going to totally screw it up. But
Yeah,
I'm just going to
I know. I love it.
I'm only
I love
doing
it
because you're Amanda Jones.
Of course,
So,
of course.
I'm going to do my best on this, but yeah. So it's when you listen to the Stones version, it's very mid-60s stuff. So I'm going to give it a shot. So let me just see.
I wonder if I'll recognize it.
All right. Down and down she goes, all Amanda Jones. I said, down and down and down and down. She looks really lovely at home. I'm gonna tell her to come and ask her. Get happy ever after Miss Amanda Jones. On and on she goes, oh little Miss Amanda Jones. I said it's on and on and on and on. Just watch her as she grows. Gonna say it very obviously. Said she's living her nobility, Miss Amanda Jones. Hey girl, realize the money invested in you. Hey girl, you got to fight so somebody really put your family up she goes, our Amanda Jones. I said, up and up and up and up. She looks really like a stone. She's the darling of the comedy crowd. All the ladies used to ride in the crowd. Miss Amanda Jones. Round and round and round. Round and round and round. Round and round and round. Round and round. You ready?
Now you changed
so
the lyrics to make them.
much. Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. The comedy.
That
What did
is
you
so
say about
cool.
the comedy?
No, it's
The
line
first
is,
line
she's
and
a
the last
darling
line.
of the discotheque crowd.
Oh,
By
okay.
the shade, she's the darling of the comedy crowd.
Oh, love it, love it,
I love it.
Thank you so much, guys.
That's amazing.
And Bob, you guys can play it on Saturday now if you want to, because Bob's gonna be practicing.
It's not hot rock.
Where are you guys going to be
Between the
playing?
buttons.
Saturday is Warehouse in Amityville.
All right, so the warehouse in Amityville. That's a
Yeah.
great spot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh.
We're actually doing. Sorry about that. We're doing the first Rolling Stones greatest hits. Well, not first. It's called Hot Rocks, which was basically it was released in 1971, which is all their greatest songs from that time period, from 63 to 64. So we're going to do the entire album from start to finish in order as it's done on the record.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
Well, a lot of people are saying that they liked it. Bill Hansen is asking why aren't I playing the drums? Maybe one day can I come in and do a
You should
cameo?
start with a tambourine if you had a tambourine.
No, I
That's a
actually
good
do.
song
I
to
do
that.
play
She's a
drums.
drummer.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I can play drums.
Okay.
So maybe not.
No, yeah.
So Robin said, I want to hear that song on Saturday night. So Robin's going to be there.
No, wrong album. Wrong album. Yeah,
Miss
I've
Amanda
got.
Jones is not going to be there on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I've seen DSO, which is a Grateful with Dark Star Orchestra, which is Grateful Dead tribute band, and they do the same thing where they'll do an entire live set, and they'll do the entire 4-hour show or whatever it was like.
Last week we did just 60s in the first set, and dressed up. Bob wore a wig, and so did even Dave. We did a whole 60 set. Just it's a little bit different. So a lot of people come see us. So I just want to change it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Plus, it forces us to do songs that we don't normally do.
Yeah.
So again, some of the songs we'll be doing on Saturday are songs we haven't done in ages, or maybe never done before.
Cool.
As part of that mix. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Out of your comfort zones where the magic happens. And you are always like bringing up wardrobe. You are Mr. You just embody the character when you're on stage. It's so much fun to watch you perform.
Robin and you are both very into fashion, and Mandy too. I'm more of you're in the middle. I'm more to the I don't change at all. I just play it safe. Robin, by the way, I bought some new shoes in honor of you, Robin.
Oh, I thought you were going to put your leg up.
Robin, she can't walk in
I can't walk in them, but they're not black.
They look great.
What is the point?
They're not black, and they're new. So I just want to say I bought these.
No,
Peter Wolfinger is
with
tuning
heels,
in. Hi,
you
Peter.
gotta get the nice ones because they're comfortable.
Peter, this is Peter Varek and Robert Soleil of the Rolling Stones tribute band Street Fighter, and they are amazing. And they're playing this Saturday at the Warehouse. If you want to go in Amityville, go get tickets. Can you play something that everybody knows?
No one knows that. Of course.
No, I've actually never heard the Amanda Jones song. I loved it, but what's one of the ones? Ruby Tuesday, or whatever you think that most people would know.
What?
I'll let you choose. A song that most people would know.
With two guitars, and I'm not really a guitar player, so we're kind of limited as to what we can do. And
So what is good for two guitars?
Two Dead Flowers.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, Bonnie loves that song.
My cousin Bonnie.
That's the opposite of Wildflowers. Is Dead Flowers.
I have dead flowers all over my house. I like to think of them as preserved.
I love this song. Hi, Barbara Ann.
This one I know.
Oh, when you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folks that you know. Well, I hope you won't see me in a ragged company, 'cause you know I could never be alone. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. You can't
Send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Oh, when you're sitting back in your rose-pink Cadillac, making bets on Kentucky Derby Day. Well, I'll be in my basement room with a needle and a spoon, and another girl to take my pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. You can send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the U.S. mail. Send me dead flowers at my wedding. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave.
Woo! That was amazing.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, David Lynch said Hot Rocks is an amazing album. My most listened to album as a kid. I don't know that album. That's a Rolling Stones album?
Well, we hope to see you, Dave. Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, David, you should check them out on Saturday.
That was basically the compilation of all their hits from 1963 to 1971, all in one. It was a two album set, so it's got a lot of all their big hit singles, maybe a couple of B-sides on the singles on that. I don't know exactly in front of that, but yeah.
So I asked you about your music and how that came about. I know as the Beatles were the first ones to have like longer hair. When you guys were kids, did you have like the shaved haircuts, or you don't remember?
I wasn't allowed to have long hair because I went to Catholic school. So
you had the shaved haircut?
Well, you got a crew cut.
Crew cut, that's what I meant.
It was called a
crew cut.
Crew cut, and then it started to grow out, but it was still not like not like the Beatles. Look, remember at our age, right? So late '60s, we're still little kids.
Yes.
And you saw the hair really got long in '67 and '68, '69. I went to a Catholic high school, so I couldn't have hair over my ears until I graduated high school in '73.
Wow, so that's a big change. Like that, the Beatles not only were a musical change, but they were also a fashion statement and social everything.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing, about the Stones, because the guy who was the manager of the Stones, basically Brian Luke Oldham, he basically decided to make
Brian
the
Epstein.
Stones. No, that's the Beatles.
Michael Luke Oldham.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about the Stones.
Oh, well, now you want to learn something?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I want to learn.
So Andrew Lugo, who was the Stones manager, he used to work for Brian Epstein. He found the Stones, and the Stones were kind of scruffy. Originally dressed them up like the Beatles, and it didn't work. He said, you know what? I'm going to make them the anti-Beatles. I'm going to make them the scruffy bad guys. Because the Beatles were the nice guys. They were everybody, like Beatles were made fun of by Dean Martin. Not Beatles. The Rolling Stones were made fun of by Dean Martin on a TV show in 1964 when they first there, because they purposely created an image of bad guys and that whole thing. So some kids were like, "Oh, we like the Beatles. Well, the Stones are cool because they're like, they're edgy. They're all kinds of this stuff." So there was definite marketing.
The music was also a little more bluesy.
Much more bluesy.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. That's like the way they had the bad boy bands the bands that they put together with they picked nice looking guys and
The
boy bands that came later. But it's kind of like marketing.
Well,
that's what you're saying. It's like marketing.
No, that was the Monkees.
That was the Monkees.
No, I mean
The Monkees were
marketing.
As far as the Stones, he's right. The Stones had a different. They're more rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
They didn't actually write their songs in the beginning, and then they learned how to write great songs. But the guy was a genius as far as saying, I'm going to make sure that the image I want them to portray is of bad guys.
And it does portray that.
Right, and that's what they
It's
thought.
perfect.
And they separate because there were at the time the whole British invasion. There were tons of bands. Dave Clark, the Searchers, Herman's Hermits, and they were all want to be Beatles. The Stones were like, no, we want to be the Stones. Okay, it was a totally different track of the way they. Well, in the way they play and their general attitude of stuff.
Yeah, and he had like a kind of anti-establishment aura going on, Mick Jagger, right?
Well, in those days, even the Beatles were anti-establishment.
Yeah, they were even anti-establishment, but he was even more so.
Parents loved the Beatles. I don't know if they loved the Stones.
I thought everybody was like a little weary of the Beatles because of the haircut.
No, they were a little bit, but not.
No, they wore suits on the Ed Sullivan.
Oh, okay. See, I thought they were a little not.
By their queen.
Mick and Keith went to jail in 1967 for drug possession. They're having what is equivalent of one amphetamine.
Whoa.
Okay, and they were the Stones were, had big problems. The Stones could not come to the United States for 3 years because of their reputation and so on and so forth. And particularly because of Brian Jones' drugs bust, and then they had to throw him out of the band because he would never be allowed in the United States.
Wow. Well, our other half, Jim Ray, is watching. And he said, can they play any songs that are so romantic that Mandy and Bonnie kiss? No. Well,
and he's definitely not any half of me. I'll correct you on that one.
Harry Fladrop is back. He was in Facebook jail for a while. So, Harry, welcome back. I'm glad you're able to. So, David Lang said, doesn't Ed Sullivan make the Stones change their lyrics to let's spend some time together rather than spend the night together? Yes. David Lang just knows a lot of stuff. He's really smart.
Yeah, absolutely. He did the same thing to Jim Morrison on "Light My Fire." Yeah. He wasn't allowed to say. He wasn't supposed to say, try to get higher. What's a line "Light My Fire"?
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Some about higher.
We couldn't say higher. Yeah, and Jim actually, interesting enough, Jagger actually mumbled the words to "Let's Spend the Night Together." He was supposed to sing "Let's Spend Some Time Together." If you listen to the tape,
he tried to get away with it.
Well, first of all,
tried to sneak
you
it by.
Half the stuff that Mick sings anyway. For someone who, when I used to learn a Mick Jagger song, I would never learn the words. I would just listen to the sounds, and I would sing stuff that made no sense, but it sounded like him. And if I read the words, I'd go,
"Oh, that happens to me all the time because I can't hear that well, and it's something completely different."
If I learn a song, I don't want to learn the lyrics. I want to learn the sounds because his mouth is all over the place. It's like
It's very guttural.
Yeah.
Trying to think of one. Sitting, thinking, drinking, singing, word what to do when I'm through tonight. Hoping, just smoking. Some little girl will keep rushing on by. I don't wanna be alone, Lord, I love my girl at home. I remember what she said. My, don't tell lies. Keep fidelity in your head. My, don't tell lies. When you're done, you sure go to bed. Don't say hi like a spider to a fly. Jump right ahead and you're dead. Sit down, go around, come down to the bar at the place I'm at. Sitting, drinking, superficial thinking about those rich down clones on my right. Then I said hi like a spider to a fly. Remember what my little girl said. Comment, flirty, she looked about 30. She said, she told me later she's a machine operator. She said she liked the way I held the microphone. Then I said hi like a spider to the fly.
Wow. I love that. I've never heard that song before.
That song, now think about this. That song was one of their songs in 1965. Think about the lyrics.
Oh, that's very
Right.
ahead of their time.
It's not a Beatles song, okay?
Yeah.
It's a section. It's talking about getting laid. I mean,
Yeah,
and picking somebody up.
Yeah.
See, that went right over my head. I didn't see that. I didn't think it was about getting laid.
So yeah, that's.
Well, the Beatles weren't singing about hands when they sang "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
Oh, were they not?
There's debate about that.
Oh.
It's not about who's better Beatles Stones. It's just they're just totally different.
Totally different.
In different dimensions. You can't.
This is a comedy show. I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
They try to be funny.
No, he's funny. No, but one of my favorite songs that you guys do is a Rolling Stones song about "Under My Thumb." Can you do that one on guitars?
That's right. You do realize, if you think about it, you listen to the lyrics of that song?
I know. I
The
just love
Stones
it.
went through a
It's
period-
about taking control of a woman and changing her, and
No,
because
it's
they
about
were
a
like
woman-
they had a harem. Am I wrong?
No, it's about a woman being totally dominated by a man.
Right.
Okay, the Stones at that time is very. If you look at some of the songs that the Stones did in that time period, were very derogatory to women. It wasn't just Under My Thumb. So they have a song called "Stupid Girl."
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about the kind of clothes she wears. Look at that stupid girl.
I don't know that song.
Right, that's one. There's a bunch of other ones. There was like a whole slew of
Out of
Rolling Stones
Time is
songs.
kind
Out of
of-
Time is kind of derogatory.
I don't know that
I
one
can't do
either.
that without keyboards. There was it was all right around that period of like 66 and 68. But you wanted to try to do Under My Thumb? I think
Yeah, because that's my favorite. But first, Robin says, all my favorite people in one room. This is a beautiful night up. I'll even mention the adorable pervert Jim Raya. We love you, Robin, right? Don't we love Robin?
I love you, Jimmy. It's not my hand.
She's out there watching.
Oh.
And everybody's
I'm TV
loving
land.
your songs. David Lang just saying awesome. So Under My Thumb is one of my favorites because I don't know why. It's my favorite song.
Stupid girl. Not stupid girl. Out of time.
you can't do that. That was that one. All right, she wants to do that. We'll try it. All right, so it's F sharp, right?
Which one? What we got? Oh yeah. F sharp, E, D, right?
And share the show right now while you're waiting for them to figure out what key.
Under my thumb, girl who once had me down. Under my thumb, girl who wants to push me around. Instead of me, she was in the clothes she wears down to me. She's just good, she's under my thumb. Under my thumb, squirming dog is just an day. Under my thumb, girl who will not sing your ways instead of me. When she does just what she's told down to me, she just goes, she's under my thumb. It's alright. Under my thumb, Siamese cat of a girl. Under my thumb, she's the sweetest to the world. She's sweetest
In the world.
It's that
To me.
Yes, it is. When she does just what she's told down
To me. Change has come. She's under my thumb.
Alright, now listen to the words on this verse. Under my thumb, her eyes are just kept to herself.
Under my thumb.
Her eyes, I can still look at someone else.
Oh! I just got that now. Because she feels down to me. Change has come. She's under my thumb. love it.
Yeah,
So that's
I mean,
Mick Jagger's commentary in that he can go fuck around, but his women have to be loyal to
Right, and
him.
that's what they're saying. And
Yeah.
those
Yep.
are the lines of the song. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Could have
that's
been a bad breakup.
it. Could have been about comedy guys.
I want the way she does just what she's told.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And he says something about what she's wearing. What?
You know,
Yeah,
so
she'll wear.
like.
And that's not the only look. It's a great song. I don't even listen to the Stones' words. It's more like way Jagger sounds than what he's actually saying.
Right.
You know, to me, it's.
And at 8 years old, you're not thinking, you know,
Oh yeah. You know.
Like when you think about the lyrics, then it has a whole different thing. I just like
You
I like the
Stones
sound
for the
and
lyrics. It's the whole package.
Right.
Okay?
It's the whole
Billy Joel,
package.
you listen to the lyrics. Bob Dylan was in for lyrics.
Next.
Beatles lyrics. The Stones. Actually, it's not. It's about the feel. It's about the groove. It's about the sound. Even when the way the music is mixed for most of the songs, Jagger's voice is just another instrument. It's not way out in front, like because he's not. It's not like the vocals in most bands. The vocals are way out there. When we have a new sound company working with our band, I say, listen, we're not a Journey band, a Led Zeppelin band, so you want to hear my voice, but it should just sound like another instrument in the band. It's up there a little bit. It's got to be heard, but you don't put it way out in front. You hear the band with a vocal way out in front, and the Stones. It's not the Stones. It's
Stones are more Keith playing guitar than the riffs and stuff.
Michael Kinnaman, he said he'd never heard that song before. Thank you.
Really?
Oh,
That's one.
He's one of my Facebook friends.
I love it. Hot Rock. So come down and see us Saturday. We play it on the
Exactly. I believe he's a younger gentleman.
That's okay.
I don't think so. Michael's not younger. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He's one of my
probably younger
Facebook
than us.
people. He's probably younger than me. And Bill Hansen goes, for me, new backup singer. No, I have a terrible voice, but I can play drums. So I can play as good as Ringo. So that's
As good as Ringo.
He was one of the best drummers ever lived.
Really? I mean, he really didn't do much in educate me.
I'm sorry. You try to play.
I don't want to get into that discussion.
All right. It's like, listen,
Help me.
if you try to play a Beatles song without and try to play different than Ringo plays it.
Don't work.
It doesn't work. Okay, Ringo played on more hit records than any drummer.
But
who
wasn't
ever
it
lived.
just a basic beat?
Who cares?
That's what I do. I do a basic beat.
Ringo did exactly what he had to do.
Yeah, at the time that was 100%. I'm not taking anything away from Ringo. I love Ringo.
And a lot of times it was Paul McCartney telling him what to play.
Who cares what? Guy's fabulous. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Look what he plays on
like
guitar.
I love Ringo. I didn't mean to disparage
I
him.
played it before.
But I'm just saying.
Before I was doing all Stones, I was doing Stones and Beatles. Okay, and it was prime 80% of my material was Stones and Beatles. I was doing all the early Beatles stuff, and I had drummers who come in and try to play it different. I'm like, no, you got to play it like Ringo because it does.
I just do the basic thing.
That's fine.
That's what I meant.
That's fine.
And I love Ringo.
That's why
I love all the Beatles, and I love Ringo. And I know he was a sick kid in the hospital. I know everything about him. So
he was
I'm
also a left-handed drummer.
Oh, was he?
But
That I didn't
but
know.
He played the drums right-handed. That's why a lot of his fills sound very different from typical drummers.
Okay.
He was a lefty,
Interesting.
but
And I didn't really keep up with when he went solo. I mean, except for the few songs that he did. So I don't know if if he.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean.
But I know
he
he's
got a lot
right.
of help from George Harrison and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, and later on a lot of his albums after the Beatles, he would usually do it with two drummers, him and Jim Gordon or guys like that, studio guys or touring guys.
So tell us how you guys practice. Like, what do you do, or do you don't need to practice anymore? Is that a stupid question?
We practice every night we play. I mean, I'm always, I know myself, I'm always, I'm listening to what I'm doing, what the other guys are doing, and, we talk about after the show, we could have done this differently.
It's very rarely that we all of us get together and sit in a room for 4 hours, and like we did once over the summer. We did it in my backyard. I said, these are the 6 songs I want to try that we never played before, and we did it. I think we got 4 of them done,
and then we did them once and never did them again.
No, out of time.
No, some of them
were doing it.
Yeah.
Mixed emotions. We're doing it. Yeah. So, what works with like on Saturday on Hot Rocks? There are songs that we've never played before.
Beatles say, "Here, listen to this version." Everybody listens to it at home.
I said, it's they'll just play.
So you,
The magic.
but
The band is tight enough.
back in the day when you were first starting, did you have to go to mics, like music mics, and practice, or no? Like you
Music
all.
mics? What's music mics?
When we first put the band, we formed the band back 25 years ago. Yes, we had to rehearse.
Something like that. Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah, but that was.
I had to learn all these songs.
Yeah,
I didn't really, I never played them or anything, you know. And I was at work one day and I had my pad and my headphones and my Walkman or whatever.
But you each have to learn your own individual parts, and then you just kind of blend them because it's like each person has to do their part.
We go by the original recording.
You want to make it.
Listen to the part that's on there, and you get it close enough that when everybody gets together, when you put them all together, it sounds like it'll work. It sounds
exactly.
How did you two meet?
Oh, that's a great question.
How did you two meet?
Through a mutual friend.
Who's not mutual anymore.
You're right. So
a friend upgrade?
No, he was somebody who was playing with Bob.
I was playing a benefit with I was playing a benefit with a guy named Joe Rock, who is a DJ on WBAB.
Oh, very cool.
He was a friend of mine. I'd been in bands with him before, and he says, "I got this benefit. You want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, sure, okay." It was in Bethpage, and there was this guy playing, one of the guitarists, and I kind of liked his approach. Some of the other guitarists just kind of like sitting back, and I had liked this guy's approach, and we got to talking on a break of the show, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, I got a band. We're in the city. I said, but one of the guys that I sing a lot with, do a lot of harmonies with, he lives out on the island, and and I also had a Brad Singer, who was the original drummer in Full House. He was looking to do something. I said, let me talk to these guys. Let's put something together. He says, yeah, okay. We put together a band. It was called Rock Daddy. Another friend of his was Ruth Ansel, who was a keyboard player. And I really wanted keyboards in the band. And I said, come on, Ruth, you got to do it. I'm playing weddings now. Come on, you got to do it. Finally, she said, okay. And then one day, Ellie says, hey, I was talking to a friend of mine who started Street Fighter back in 1978 or whatever it was. He says, we've been off for like, how many years was it? Like 5 years or 10 years or something? Yeah, so he says, he's thinking about getting back together again, but the original guys aren't around anymore or whatever. He says, you three want to do it. So it was me and Ruth and Brad came along. We met Peter, and we started, we restarted Street Fighter.
You resurrected it.
And one of our, it's funny, one of our first gigs was, Peter used to get us with his, where he works, these corporate parties. And the first one, they flew us out to Denver, Colorado.
Whoa.
Colorado Springs. And I mean, best hotels, the best food, the whole thing.
These guys, it was a place called the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, which is a 5-star, beautiful place.
Yeah.
Getting these guys out there was an adventure. Okay, I mean, none of them had gone outside of like Long Island before. It's like they go to be. How do we get our bags there? I'm like, you check them. Well, we'll find you them. Then we have to pick them up and no, they take care of it.
Well, that wasn't my problem.
So then no, but you want to tell you what so we get there. They get there. I'm there on business, and I'm doing. And all right. They get in 2:00 in the afternoon. We're playing that night. I said, listen, you guys need to be in the lobby 4:00. Okay, and there's a bus that can take it down to the vent because they brought in all the sound and all these guys had to bring us their guitars. No problem. Okay. I walk by them at 4:00. I'm going to a meeting. I see them all standing there except for him. I go, which way for Bob? Okay, great. I go to my meeting. 4:30. I come back. They're still standing there. I go, what are you doing? We're waiting for Bob. I said, why didn't you call his room? We don't know what room he's in. Like, oh my God. Went over to the house phone. Can I have Robert Soleil's room, please? Yes. Woke him up. He goes, it was such a nice bed, I just fell asleep. No. Yes. That's exactly the story. Don't change it now.
I worked a lot of hours in those days. I was working,
and it was a fabulous bed.
It's like when the next big one was Ireland. The Guinness Brewery in Ireland.
Wow.
And
Holy
I
crap.
had to take a test with the Long Island Railroad on I think it was Thursday. They all left and went to Ireland. I went by myself the next day. And I had to take this test. I was up. I was nervous about the test. Then I went right from the test. I came home. I got changed. I got my guitars. got on a train, went back to the Kennedy Airport, flew over there by myself. I couldn't sleep. I was up for like 36 hours in a row.
Oh my God.
We get to Ireland, and it's, again, the most unbelievable accommodations and everything. I'm just about to lie down, and everybody says, "Come on, we're going out to Dublin, walk around and everything." So I went with them, and then we played that night. And then after the gig, everybody went out to the bar, and we were hanging out, and so.
So you were up for like 48 hours.
The whole thing was a blur to me, but it was just incredible. So that's what we did when we first got together. It was really neat. So.
Cool.
So I really want to thank you guys for coming. We have 5 more minutes. Is there anything you want to play us out with? Do you want to do another song?
You know it, because I don't know what that was.
Oh, my favorite.
You ready? 1, 2. Yeah, you
I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone.
Reliving Ireland.
While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. That goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you chase with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Don't question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained and nothing's lost. Such a cost. That goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Cast your dreams before they slip away. Dying all the time. Lose your dreams and you lose your mind. Like mankind. That goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. That goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, Susan Pinky is tuning in. She's actually going to see us at G's Club.
Yes, Monday, November 8th, come free comedy show. And do not forget Street Fighter Stones Band to find where these guys are all.
The Warehouse this Saturday, following Saturday at 89 North with a great band, Petty Rumors, following Saturday at the Sunset Grill. And
they're playing all over. So
Friday, last weekend, Residuos, and then back at KJ Farrell's.
They're always
so if
playing.
you need something to do, that's always a good time.
Follow them on their page, and you'll know where they're.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes,
Robin
shared
it
your page
because Robin's the bomb.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah. So
and everybody, please
join
share
the
the
page.
show. And thank you both so much. I'm a big fan.
We
And
appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That's a show.
Bye.